Hey, we're gonna do this the Indian way, man. All right, look, there's my bird, man. See my bird fly over the building? You missed it. Okay, man, I love it when that happens, you know. But anyways, check it out. All right, so we're gonna do this the old-fashioned Indian way. Once upon a time, you know, I was walking in a field, okay, and it was a field of dreams, man. I saw dirt in the desert, and I saw, oh man, there's greenery. Oh man, I gotta go over here, you know. And I said, man, I got this technology. Technology is good, man, but we forgot about all this other stuff. Biotechnology, okay? Biotechnology, 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 biotechnology. Here we go again. You ready? Biotechnology. Okay, here, let's take a look. Biotechnology. Okay, there you go. I gotta dig a little more here because, yeah, a little soft, right? Now look over here. Come over here. Just a few feet away, man. See it? It's hard dirt now, right? Because it's got moisture in it, right? Biotechnology. Here we go. So that's America. Here come a little bit from the Middle East. All right, let's go with the Middle East. Well, the Middle East said, hey, we're gonna take a few jokes. So we got jokes too. No retaliation. Hey, it's just fun, man. Check it out. Now this is really funny. Okay. Now we'll go. Don't make mountains out of molehills. You know, we got a lot of molehills. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of molehills. Okay. Now check us out. Okay, if you're stuck in a rut, right? Said the USPS, you know, the United States, universal people like the aliens and stuff, man, the angels and the truckers, you know. And some of the truckers, man, they're telepathic. We're having a conversation right now, me and this trucker over here, you know. They're like, hey, you see this? We can move good dirt out there to plant crops and make greenhouses, right? Okay, but in the desert, if there's no water, you know, there's no water, you know, it's kind of hard to mudsling with no water, man. You know, I can't sling any mud with no water, just dry sand. Okay, so here we go. You ready? So instead of making these mounds, you know, these molehills into a bunch of mountains, craziness, you know, I want you to know we use alternative fuels for trucks, man. Diesel fuel, man, out of like vegetables and stuff, man. You know, we can get the trucks around. But the trucks, you know, just like the airplanes need fuel, the trucks, man, they run on diesel, right? So if you don't have vegetables to make diesel fuel out of, you know, crops, that's why we made diesel fuel, man. So we can get supplies around because, you know, gasoline and stuff, you know, non-renewable energy is scarce, man, you know, it'll run out. And so when you run out of that, how you gonna get the supplies around? Now we thought about, you know, a pipeline for water, and what we really need is a pipeline for wisdom and education, you know. So, you know, pipeline for water take a lot of energy, man. And you could use gravity and stuff, but what about going up the mountain and everything else and the siphon effect, you know? You break the siphon, it take a whole lot of energy to get that going again. And we got to use different fuels and energies, you know, for those fans, you know? It's hotter than hell in hell, man. You know where hell is? It's out there in the desert where there's no crops and there's nothing but sand and it's really hot and it's cooking off the face of the planet, man. You know, it's hard for stuff to grow out there. So we say, you know, we need that other energy for those fans, man, you know. They say it's hot. It's hot in hell. It's hot in the desert, man. So we use those machines, you know, to push the moisture with the snow and stuff, you know, to get the water to the desert so they can store it, so they can, you know, start working their way back up those hills with, you know, with this stuff, you know. So, you know, we can move a good dirt, into greenhouses, you know. And they go, what about the birds, man? Because we need animals and stuff too, man, to help some of those plants, you know, butterflies, birds and stuff, you know, natural stuff. Well, didn't you watch Jurassic Park? You know, they had the pterodactyls in there, man. It's like birds, man. Okay? We make our greenhouses with birds. And it says, you know, since we're talking about mudslinging, you know, you go, you know, you put crap in the dirt, you know, fertilizer, you know, you get it going. You got fertilizer, you know, like to get the crops growing. The only problem with that, man, is when the water drains down, like below the fault lines, you know, fault lines, you know, there's a line underground, you know, like a barrier where the water goes down and it can't come back up. So that's why the Romans, they made, you know, the catacombs. You see Spaceballs, the humor movie with got the combs, you know, comb in the desert, right? Comb in the desert looking for water. You know, little reservoirs under the ground, you know, like underground water reservoirs, like catacombs, man. And the problem was, you know, you can't use a whole lot of energy. You know, you need renewable energy to evaporate that stuff. So we said, you know, solar energy, you know, solar power. Remember, like space lasers and stuff, man? Okay, but not space lasers, okay? Just solar energy, you know, to run some stuff, some pumps and stuff like that for the greenhouses. And then you got mirrors, man. You know, the Hubble telescope in space reflects light to see universes and stuff far away. Okay, well, the sun is far away, and with mirrors and stuff and reflection, you can direct light into the catacombs to evaporate the water and to, you know, natural habitat, rain and humidity and stuff in the greenhouses. And plus, you know, it's like a temperature control, angle the mirrors and the heat and stuff, you know, and stuff like that. And then you have your birds and a little bit of wildlife in there, you know. You know, the Bible has said, you know, store up your grain, your wisdom in storehouses. It says, wow, your wisdom, your grain in storehouses. Yeah, man. So it can fix the deserts, you know. You make a greenhouse with crops and animals and birds, you know. And the reason that the Jurassic Park showed the pterodactyls and the birds and stuff getting out is because they blew up the greenhouses, man. Okay? Now I'm going to give you a hint on that. Okay? You know, you see Back to the Future? Back to the Future, man, universal healthcare system, man. We're teaching everybody with wisdom. He says, well, you know, Back to the Future, you know, Michael J. Fox. Hey, Michael, man, like Shane Michael Moy. Come back, Shane. Tell us how to do it again. Come back. These soul busters, man. These soul busters sold us all out. Okay? So Dom, man, he's on this thing, and he's like, you know, the Chronicles of Riddick, man. He says, hey, you all back of the bus like a buster, man. So, soul busters. Okay? You sold the busters, man. You know, Ghostbusters? The Ghostbusters 2 is stupid, man. So here you go. Here we go. You go out there in the desert, you know, just like Michael J. Fox. Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe, Fox Lake Farms, man. They said, Shane, come back. Tell us how to do it, man. We're sorry about that. You know? You got Captain Kirk, man. Like from Star Trek, man. And then you got, you know, James Moy, man, like a keeper of the books. He was taking notes, you know, for NASA, you know, so they could figure out how to solve all these problems. And we say, you know, Michael J. Fox, man, he's like, Back to the Future, man, like time travel stuff. And I said, we'll go out here, and they're in the middle of nowhere, and his whole family, they got water, man, with dirt in it. You know why you want to drink that? The human beings, you know, they got to have filtered, clean water. And when you're running the greenhouse stuff, one of those fans kicks on to circulate the air to keep the temperature right, just like hydroponics and stuff, okay? Well, people were doing crack and cooking stuff on the stove and blowing stuff up. I thought maybe they learned from that, you know? Just like human beings need, you know, filtered water, so do the greenhouses, man. Missile silos, right? Boom. They weren't talking about the missiles, man. They were talking about the grain silos. The grain silos. Now, learn a little bit of alien language for Christ's sake. The grain silos. The Green New Deal. The green silos. S-I-L-O. See? Serious intelligence. Love others. Love your neighbor like you love yourself, man. The birds in the sky. Filter the water for the greenhouses, so when the fan kicks on, you've seen those movies with the missile silos, the fan kicks on, a spark, and boom, because you didn't filter the water to keep the crops growing in the greenhouses, man. You know, Jurassic Park, you see all these little projects out in the desert that blew up, man, and they say, hey, we just deserted the project, man. Hey, what about that guy who got amnesia, man? Did you find him yet? You know, old Joe, crazy Joe, fixing the school, old Joe from the Army, you know, Corps of Engineers. You know, Joe, you remember Joe, right? Yeah, you know, Joe, you know, Joe, you know, official education, man. I'm trying to help you out, okay? So, anyways, you need the 10 Commandments, right? You know, I tell you why Mississippi got mad, man. I go there to Chinese people, man. Like, nobody got a phone like this, man. I got the biggest phone anybody had, the first one in the United States, man. I got a phone. It's like a 10-inch tablet. You guys ever seen a 10-inch tool? It's a 10-inch tablet. Dual SIM, had 2 SIM cards. I could run 2 phones off that if I want. Why? Because a 10 Commandment tablet. Moses, man, he's like water bearer, man. Drop it, broke in the desert, man. You wouldn't know it, man, but Jacob's ladder, man. I says, man, I'm trying to put this movie theater and these morals and ethics back together for these people. They don't even understand. I got a 10-inch tablet for the 10 Commandments, man. I drop it off the ladder while I'm trying to hook up the electricity, man, because I'm rewiring people's brains, man, to get some wisdom, some real education. And I dropped the 10-inch tablet and it's shattered on the ground. Like, man, it's just like Moses, man. I done dropped a 10-inch tablet for the 10-inch, you know, the 10 Commandments. Well, if I give one side 5 and I give the other side 5, you know, you just kind of break it up. Not the first 5 and the last 5. We say, well, we take the first one and give it to this side, take the second one and give it to that side, then the next one and give it to that side, you know, boom, 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 boom. You know, like any, many, miny, mo, you know? You say 1 go to you, give me 2 go to you, give me 3 go to you, 4 go to you, you know? Vice versa, you know? So we say, okay, so they got half and they got half. And if you get together, God gave you 5 fingers on each hand, man, so you can shake hands with the other side and say, hey, man, let's make a deal. The Green New Deal. Okay? Biotechnology with real science and real world applications, okay? And they say, how are we gonna get the stuff there, man? Well, because, you know, you got truckers and families out there that made deals a long time ago. You know, how are those truckers gonna move those trucks without any, you know, diesel fuel? You got diesel fuel? If we're in a desert with nothing? He says, no, man. Hey, how about we do one of those greenhouses? You know, there's Space Coast, Florida. My mother's name is Judy Green Kirk. She come from the mountains, and they put a greenhouse down there with a naval base for a reason. You got these planes and the stuff and everything else. You watched the movie where they had the naval submarine underground? Yeah, it was under the water, man. They're down there under the water trying to figure out how to grow crops with no sunlight. Why? Because they already did when they dropped the bombs and they had the movie about Matrix and all this other stuff where they couldn't get any sunlight. You know, nothing could grow. I mean, come on, you guys want to go and do that again? I don't.